Daniel from Simone Homes.
Right, how are you, buddy?
Very good, very good. Welcome and thanks for joining us today.
No, thanks for having me. I'm super excited. Just like yourself, very passionate about building and development and investment. So thank you for having me, Andy, today. Excited to talk about everything home building in Australia.
Absolutely. So it's been a big journey. Obviously, we've come a long way, knowing each other for a long time. Can you tell us a little bit about Simone Homes and the history before we get into the building?
Yeah. So Simone Homes is a family company. We're based out in the southwest in Sydney. So, my father has been in the construction industry for over 30 years. Mm-hmm. And Simone Homes is built on my father's core foundation. And it's all about, building every home like it's your own. And really, like, one of the things my father taught us is your hand is your word. So, we grew up in a household family of boys, and my dad did everything by his word. So that's sort of the foundation of Simone Homes, and everything sort of built on it from there. So all of my brothers are in the business or in the construction industry. So now we're just sort of, looking to go bigger and better. And so that's a short version of Simone Homes.
Well, it's a pleasure. And I've also heard, I guess you guys are going into the new Crown Land.
Yes.
Leppington Living Display at
Rickard
Road in Leppington. How are you
definitely very excited for that. Being able to display our work, to be able to show people the workmanship. Mm-hmm. One of my father is most proudest about is the workmanship mm-hmm. in the home. And the quality is really, really important because you really want these homes to withstand mm-hmm. The testament of time. So having the display home, getting to showcase our product is very, very, very important to show people what we can do. So.
Really good, really excited. So let's kick this off for the viewers and whoever's joining us today, guys. Building in Australia seminar. Powered by #Portal in Simone Homes. So sit down tight and let's have some really productive educational time in the next half an hour or so. So what would you like to cover for the viewers today?
Awesome. So let's put a few things together today, and we're going to sort of kick it off with narrow lots and duplexes. And why I put these together is, essentially a lot of the times we've done is a couple of our narrow lot designs. Mm-hmm. We've actually just sort of flipped them, put them together for our duplexes as well too. So mm-hmm. coming up, we've got a couple of designs that we'll go through and explain to you some things of why we've done those for us.
Is that also because a lot of the developers these days in Southwest Sydney, Northwest Sydney, shrinking down the size of land and 100% fit as much as it can?
100%. So to give you guys a bit of an idea, going back about 5 or 6 years ago, our first lot of designs that we put out, mm-hmm. they were all made for 15-metre frontages, 14-metre frontages, real nice wide frontage blocks. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. But over time, the developers have decided to sort of cut up the land a lot smaller, for multiple different reasons. They like to say that it's for affordability, so the smaller they can make them, the cheaper they can make them. So we then have to adapt our homes to suit these blocks. But one of the most important things is we need to make sure these homes are livable for families. Yeah. We understand these homes are going to be lived in by families. So when we design these homes, we think, how would we live in it as a family? Because we build for owner-occupiers, but even for the investors that we build with, right? We want to make sure that the investors are attracting the right clientele mm-hmm. to come and lease the property out.
Yep.
And then also that the home has great resale value. So if you have all that intention in mind, you're able to design designs and a set of inclusions that suit all the people from owner-occupiers to your investors. So narrow lots and duplexes.
Yeah, let's have a look at them. Awesome.
All right, so guys, so here is one of our first designs, and this is a double-story design that we've created that is going to fit a 10-metre wide block. Now, if you see down there, it's got the length of the building being 9050. That is because the garage side will essentially be built on the boundary where we can able to do that. So very tricky to come up with these homes because it's predominantly garage focused, right? One of the things it was very important for us was making sure we get all the right features in the home. So you can see as you walk in the entry there, we have a study, right? There's never been one of the most asked about things over the past 6 months is, does the home have a study?
Office. Yeah.
Everyone works from home, right? So, gone are the days where people are not worried about that because they don't want to work at home. Now everybody needs to and wants to work at home.
Yeah.
So we make sure that we put those in our homes. Yeah. So then walking through, giving it a real open plan, live-in at the back with the meals and live-in as well too. And we've got like unique little design features like putting like, in apartment living where they would put the laundry. So you can see the laundry sort of tucked away in the walk-in pantry there as well too. So, trying to use as much space as we can possible. Going upstairs, you see how it's got an amazing 2-story void. So still trying to give those great features So the home still feels wider than it actually is. Then going upstairs, this here I have shown you guys is the 3-bedroom option. We also have 4-bedroom options in there and so on and so forth.
And what I also like about that is you've got the walk-in pantry behind the kitchen. I think a lot of the young families like that option. And if I'm not wrong, because being a 9-meter frontage or 10-meter frontage, sorry, you need to have a study at the front in order to fit a double garage, right?
That's essentially the thing, excuse me, because 9 meters, 5.5 meters needs to be our garage. We can't really fit a bedroom or anything besides the entry. So they can do, as we come up to the next one, I'll show you what we've done next with the single story. So this one here is the single story option. Okay, so you can start to look at the front of this home. It's very similar to the double story, where we've got a nice porch area. Now, with a single story, it's a little bit different to get this approved with some articulations, but that's for the technical chat. You don't have to worry about that. We'll make that work. But we've also got a study at the front as well too, okay? We don't have much room. We really only get to start creating the home behind the garage. So once again, we have to, utilize corridors, master bedrooms, flowing through. This is the 3-bedroom option with the laundry in the walk-in pantry as well too, has 4-bedroom. And this design here will fit on a standard 10 by 30, okay? As you can see on the side there, wow. 10 by 30.
And also, what are your thoughts about the alfresco? Because I see both the designs didn't have an alfresco. Yep. I'm always a fan of not having an alfresco. Yep. To me, it makes the house look very dark.
100%.
And makes the house look a bit smaller from the back. So is there a reason that you're doing without alfresco?
So a couple of things, and this becomes down to, first of all, it'd be, say, the size of the block. Okay, that's one of the main things is, if we start putting an alfresco on and it gets approved, we're gonna have to go by setbacks, right? So then we're gonna have less room to actually build a home. So right now, if we do our home to the standard setbacks and we want to go do a pergola after, we can push the pergola a lot closer to the boundary, right? Okay. So we're going to be almost, it's almost going to be like we're building a shed. Wow. Right, so we build it after, it's going to take 10, 15 grand off the initial cost of the home.
And also less hassle with the council.
Less hassle with the council. Wow. They can get more home on the block, which is more important.
Extend it after.
Later on, we come in, we do a bit of a deck, nice little easy pergola, and they can still have that alfresco. So we leave the choice up to the purchaser.
That's a very, very good tip, guys. I think this is the reason why #Portal has put an effort to do these kind of sessions with you guys. So whether you're an agency out there or a consumer looking to buy a property to live in, there's some real good tips coming your way in these events that we'll be doing moving forward. So sit back tight. There's some really good exciting stuff coming ahead. Yeah.
And even just what I said there about, with that, and that's why, like, for us as Simone Homes Builder, we love partnering with you guys, because the knowledge between us both really allows us to put these amazing products together for the end consumer, right? These guys, wealth of knowledge in finding these blocks into actually, what areas are going to be booming over the next couple of years, combined with the experience of the builder with what we can do on these blocks, it makes for an amazing combination. And, I'm really excited about the future and what's to come. So
sounds great.
Let's move on, guys. So just a couple of ones here now. I've got a couple of duplex sort of designs and projects that we've done. And this one here is actually something that we've got under construction. So this may be a little bit hard for you guys to see, but I just wanted to show you guys some of the sort of back end work that goes into creating these development sites. Now, to give you an idea, this one here was right on the borderline of being able to do a duplex, okay? So a standard to the standard eye, they may have not realized that on this site they could have done a duplex, but we were able to work together with other experts of ours on our panel of experts to get this site and do a duplex. It took us a little bit of back and forth with council, but we're very happy to say that we got this project done. It's halfway through under construction. So instead of having one house, he's now going to have 2 houses on one side.
So what was the size of the land of that?
So the size of the land on this one for you guys to see, it's in the top left-hand corner, 644 square meters, this one here, right? So the tricky thing about this one, it wasn't the total size of the block, it was actually the frontage, okay? So we were only like half a meter over the allowable lake, which causes some...
And what's for the audience, for a duplex around the southwestern Sydney corridor, what's the minimum size land?
So minimum size land, I get asked this question a lot, and it's unfortunately, it's difficult to answer it in a general sort of term, because so many different councils have so many unique stipulations that it's very difficult for me to say, for example, if we were doing about a house in Grenfell, which is coming up, I can give you some more general parameters. With a duplex, every individual council has its own requirements. So I may be able to do a duplex on this block in one council, but you take that block, put it in another council, becomes a little bit tricky.
Yeah.
Right. So to give general answer on that's a bit difficult.
Wow. So I think for the audience to know is we've got the experts in Simone Holmes' office who can actually sit down and look at your blocks of land. They would be able to analyze whether the blocks qualify for a duplex dwelling or not. And to be honest, you're adding value to your land. It's the most best, efficient, and the most effective way to add value to land and make some capital growth. So all the investors out there is, I think Daniel's going to cover towards the later half of the presentation. Southwest Sydney is having a lot of new suburbs and a lot of new land growth happening, especially because of the new airport coming that way. Guys, if you do end up finding a duplex block for yourself, or if you have mates who are looking at doing duplex investments, please contact #Portal and Simone Holmes. We'll sit down and give you guys the expertise and the experience behind 25 years, as you 100%. Said. We'll be able to help you guys out.
And at the moment as well too, guys, because we have a lot of clients that are coming to us asking that they want to do developments.
Yep.
So we actually now have the capabilities through some external people that we work with. Our board of panels have grown. So if you guys don't have a site, we're able to now source the site. We can source the sites. And we're working with people to continue to grow that side, because we know that people want to do developments, but having the knowledge and the time and the experience to be able to source the sites, we're now putting things in place so we can help you guys source the sites. So
very
exciting thing to come.
Very exciting. Yeah, awesome.
So guys, just a bit of a look at, always love the pretty looking. This is what the outcome of these two homes are going to look like. This is about 50% under construction at the moment, but you can really see the raw use of materials on this project as well too, and these are going to be, one's going to be owner occupied, one's going to be sold off, so you can see that the level of detail I've gone into these ones as well too. We can still make them look really, really nice, even though they are narrow blocks.
That's brilliant. And what I can see also, guys, I'm sure the experts can see, there's a bit of slope on the land as well.
Correct.
And it's beautifully landscaped, and they've utilized the space for driveways really well. I guess it's all narrows down to the kind of designs that the engineers that are working and the architects working the team. So guys, please log into Simone Holmes' website. Please log into #Portal website to see the outstanding opportunities available for you.
Awesome. And guys, this is a nice little image of an attached duplex. So we can do both depending on the size of the site. Just thought I'd show you guys some nice photos of what an attached duplex would look like as well too.
Brilliant. Okay.
So moving on now to house and granny flat designs.
Exciting, yeah. I'm a big fan of granny flats. How good is that? You can actually rent the house and still be living in a house, which can reduce your mortgage down.
Definitely.
And build your property portfolio. So they're not the easiest sites to find at the moment, I would imagine. So can you share some expertise over there as well? How what exactly you're doing different to other builders?
Okay, so guys, with the house and granny flat, like I was saying, very sort of unique, but to give you guys an idea, we can get a little bit more general with house and granny flats. Now, just before I go into talking about this design, generally speaking, for your house and granny flat, you want it to be sort of something above 450 square meters with a 12.5 meter frontage. Okay, that's your general sort of scope to get a standard duplex approved through most CDC areas. We can get that sort of done here. But guys, what you can see, what we've actually done here, we've actually been a little bit crafty in the way we design, and we've put together a bit of a smaller style, multi-generational living, multi-entry sort of home that can fit on some of these narrow blocks that we've been getting to talk about, like these 300 square meter blocks. So you can see here on the top left-hand corner, it has a separate living. Now this is utilized for multiple different purposes, whether you want student accommodation, parent accommodation, but you can start to see the home gets really split up into two there.
And is there a firewall in between the two dwellings as well?
Correct. We'll build those in there with their firewalls. So these things are pretty much, afterwards, if you need to do a few little amendments, get a few little certificates done after the build's complete to actually convert it into that dual sort of living scenario.
Yep. That's an amazing floor plan. I guess what's the beauty of that floor plan is it's not even a large block. It's only 384 square meters.
Correct.
And so we've recently, #Portal has recently launched a new product called dual entry properties. So guys, if you need to know more about it, please visit dualentryproperties.com.au. That's the most newest product we've launched, and it's not exactly a house and granny flat, but it can be seen as a dual entry. As you could see, the house has an entry towards the back side of the living area, and still you could rent it out. For more technical questions and answers about what a dual entry property does or do, again, please contact us. We'll get one of our expertise agent or experienced agent in touch with you, and we'll connect you to Simone Homes as well.
Awesome. Okay, so now guys, going into more of our traditional sort of style granny flats, like I was talking about earlier with your 450 blocks with your 12.5 metre frontages, that's what these ones here are designed as. So you can see this one here having a double garage. Now what we like to do is generally split that in the middle where we can have one garage for the main house and one garage for the granny flat. So this is going to help bring you additional rent for the granny flat as well too, and keep some more cars off the driveway, keep everybody sort of happy. So this is a 3-bedroom house on the left hand side with a 2-bedroom granny flat on the right hand side. So this is traditional sort of granny flat. Going on here, this is your double story version, right? So some of the ones we build in with this is great because generally what we do with these homes is the owner occupier is going to live in the main home. Okay, then they may have an investment where they can get some extra rent to help pay the mortgage off on the granny flat side, or in some cases they want an elderly parent to be close to home. So
fantastic. And what's the kind of area you look out for these kind of homes? Because they're obviously bigger than the first one you showed us.
Correct.
A minimum land size, what?
Still with this one here, we can still fit this on a 450 12.5 metre.
Awesome.
Yeah, we designed those to be able to do that, because the great thing then is knowing that we've got the minimum size. What we generally will do then is if people want to increase, we can add an extra bedroom or make it a little bit wider if they've got a little bit wider block. That's good. Because we know we fit on the smallest, then we just go bigger from there.
And I think from our experience on the hashtag portal, we've seen at the moment the home buyers market is very fast towards the smaller blocks of land. So guys, there is huge supply of 450 square meter blocks out there.
Correct.
Not everybody knows the value involved in purchasing a more expensive block. Just remember, it's not always about finding a 300 square meter blocks. We get heaps of inquiries from clients looking at buying blocks that are 300 square meters. And I can see that, but I think if I was investing myself and I need dual income properties or a house and granny or a dual entry property, I'll be keeping my eyes open for 450 square meter blocks minimum, then come and sit with the experts and see what they can do, how we could add value to the block of land and build your property portfolio as well.
Definitely.
Brilliant.
All right, so now moving on to a house and land packages. So guys, house and land packages really gets me excited because, why I like house and land packages is because it simplifies the process for the end consumer.
That's right.
They take all the thinking out of the scenario. Yep. They leave it to the experts. We source the site. We put the right home on there. Yep. We get the costs done and dusted. You don't have to go out there sourcing everything. We do all that sort of process for you. So
it's actually one of my favorite strategies as well. We get heaps of inquiries from clients and other agents who are partnered with the hashtag portal. They want to buy land and go to their own builders and do the design work and do everything from scratch, guys. The challenges involved with that is when you go end up finding a block of land and find a builder yourself, you just don't know what's in that land. What's under the land. There could be a rock under the land. There could be a bad soil that was never tested for years, because a lot of these new land that's coming up is industrial areas and farmlands and all kind of stuff.
Exactly
so
right.
I guess the beauty of buying a house land package is when Simone Homes packages a house land package with hashtag portal, we've already done the due diligence on the block of land,
100%. And one of the things, guys, of what I've found in the past where clients have gone out and sourced their own block is that they, a little bit of a disconnection between their budgets. So they don't necessarily allocate enough funding for the build part of things. And they find themselves falling short of what they wanted to do for the build, or they're unable to go through the project. So at least this way here, you're talking about one number, one budget, house and land, done and dusted. You guys can relax and sleep easy at night.
And we can do fixed price tenders,
correct.
right? So
100%.
Which means the price will not change, guys. So once you've locked in a house and land package, your prices are fixed. And if you're buying your own block of land coming to us for a quotation or a tender, then we have to do a full length investigation on that block of land, spend that extra money. And remember, nobody's going to go and spend time on your land unless you give us a $2,000 non-refundable. Would that be right?
Exactly right. Yeah, depending on the site, we're going to do some site testing,
Correct.
Make sure we know what's going on. Because at the end of the day, guys, we want to make sure that we're giving you the right thing, right? This is about the end consumer. Make sure you guys know what you're doing, and I want to be able to do that right for you guys. So that's why we tell everybody, if you go down the house and land package options, it's already been done.
Much safer.
Quicker,
and it's not all about price. I mean, you could go and find a block of land and find your own builder, but it's always going to have that X factor of extra $15,000, $20,000, which you be something can come up outside your loan agreement as well.
Definitely,
So once the banks have locked you in for a particular price or loan figure, any unforeseen cost on the land that we have to absorb, we have to pass it back to you in that case. So I believe house land packages, there'll be plenty of house land packages coming on Simone Homes website, which 100%. Is also connected to the hashtag portal. So guys, please make an effort to go and browse Simone Homes website, simonehomes.com.au.
Correct, that's
very
right.
simple, no problems at all. Okay.
So what I've done here, guys, on the next slide I'm about to show you, actually I'll bring it up now. So, well, essentially is why I've done this was I wanted to show that house and land packages all over Australia. The great Australian dream is to own your own home, and house and land package is definitely the best way to do that. So whether you're purchasing in New South Wales or what the purpose of it is, house and land package is definitely sort of the way to go. But I wanted to sort of crunch a couple of numbers for you guys and just explain to you. I picked the house and land package price of that $650, but what we're seeing at the moment now is generally $650 up to the $750,000 budget mark. But I picked $650 for a little bit of a quick case study, just to run you through, you guys, the costing and what you're going to get today and what you would have got 5 years ago in the terms of house and land package. So if you start off on the on the right-hand side, $650,000 5 years ago, you'd probably be able to get something about a 500 square meter block, which would generally cost you about that $280,000. And the home would be about a 250 square meter home, about $370,000. So that's generally what your $650 budget would have got you about 5 years ago. Now, if you have a look on the left-hand side there, $650,000 today, right, you're now getting, let's say, a 300 square meter block for $370,000 and about a 150 square meter home for $280,000. So you can really start to see, right, that going back 5 years ago, you were able to spend more money on your home because the land wasn't as expensive. Coming towards today, the land has dramatically increased. As you can see from the bottom there, you know, the price of a 300 square meter block, I've got it there, $1,200. In some areas of southwestern Sydney, we're paying $1,300, $1,350 for a 300 square meter block. Compared to 5 years ago, we're paying $560 a square meter for a 500 square meter block. And I know that block in particular, it was in Gregory Hills. So you can see that that's over 100% increase, and the same with the block sizes as well too. So you're getting a 40% decrease in the size of the block. So it just goes to show that, you know, at the moment what we're dealing with is a lot of unregistered land, and people say they want to get closer to registration. The fact of the matter is, the longer you wait, the more expensive the land's going to go up. So get your land, even if it is unregistered, lock it in, get your pack secured, and then wait for it to come in.
I guess the other thing I like about that is even a 146 square meter house, even though the prices are going up, and I totally agree with you, the land prices are just going incredibly expensive right now in Sydney. I think back in the days when your dad was building 25 years ago, because I've bought a lot of old houses in my life before as well. The average homes used to be 146 square meter anyway. So a lot of people are getting scared that I don't want a 146 square meter house because it's too small. I just don't think so. If that's right or wrong, maybe you can give us some feedback.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's the mentality of people right now too, and you know, it's tricky to say this as well too, because what's happened over the past 6 months is forced everybody at home. But if you forget about that, traditionally, you know, people spend a lot more time on home. Right, they're just coming home to sleep. You know, they're not really coming home to spend a lot of time. People are going out, they're going to friends' houses, they're partying, they're actually living a life. We're living a social sort of life, you know, and obviously now with COVID and the pandemic, the things a little bit different. We are staying home a lot more, but people are seeing their home now, you know, as places of, they go in there, they do their thing, sleep, eat, and they go out to do most of their stuff. It becomes more like city life living, right? Where these areas now becoming master planned, community developed areas where there's a lot more things to do. You know, a lot more nightlife out west. There's a lot more things to do. So no one really wants to stay home unless you want to Netflix and chill. But that's a story for another video.
That's actually right, 100%. And I think still 146 square meter house is a decent sized house for an investment property, or if it's your first house to live in. So some people go out there and they look for 185 square meter homes, but you can only fit them on larger blocks. So you get stuck in the same situation. I think it's either you go and grab a small block of land and build a 146 square meter house, which is quite competitive. Our pricing is about $279, as you see on the table. depending on the inclusions, obviously.
Correct. Standard inclusion in the area.
I guess that's probably a good kicking stone or kick-off start for someone who's just entering the Southwest Sydney market. And as the land demand goes less and the supply goes less and demand goes up, the prices shoot up. So
and it's also a lot less for all you ladies out there, and for myself as well too. All my mother ever used to say was cleaning the house. I don't know about you guys, but the last thing I want to do is cut grass on a weekend. So, smaller house, smaller block, perfect, less cleaning, more time to do what you want to do. So that's another great reason to have that smaller home.
Fantastic. That's really good numbers there, Daniel. So thanks for that.
Awesome.
Really good stats for the clients to see as well.
Okay, so guys, so what I've done here now, I just wanted to sort of, finish up on, future development areas and what I've sort of done here is a bit of a snapshot. Now, for those of you who don't know that we are based in Sydney and Simone Homes in particular in the southwest of Sydney. So what I've done here, I've sort of got a bit of a map of southwest Sydney, because that's where most of the growth has been. It's the growth corridor. It's the fastest growing areas LGA in New South Wales, and if not number one or second LGA fastest growing in Australia. So that's why I picked this particular area, just to give you guys a little bit of a general sort of snapshot. Now that orange dot in the middle is sort of where Simone Homes head office is at the moment. And we're going to be opening up a couple of displays, like Karan said earlier, over there in the Leppington. One will be opening up, potentially future ones to come in Austral. But I've pinpointed a few different other areas. Up in the top left there, Bringelly Road. So that yellow road there is going to bring us down the Northern Road, heading us into Penrith, which is going to, where the new train line is going to connect up to the southwest Sydney. So that's where a lot more development is going to start happening as well too, on the road out to Penrith. Then coming down into Oran Park and Glenswood Hills, which the areas have been developed over the past 5 years. Moving over to Camden areas. And then what's coming up in the future, guys, is over in Menangle Park. So that's, a point that I want to sort of touch on, if you have any comments on that too. But Menangle Park is definitely one of the next big places to go over the next couple of years.
Fantastic. Look at these areas are the most hottest in demand at the moment. We're getting plenty of inquiries to our platform as well. We have a lot of agencies and also consumers are contacting us. And trust me, guys, it's very hard to get land in these areas. So if you can really put a new resolution next year in January, I'll be putting a resolution to secure a block of land or a house land package with Simone Homes and #Portal.
Definitely. So guys, just wanted to touch on a little bit about Menangle Park, because I'm very excited about this particular development. We'll be having a display opening there in probably 18 months. But the first lot of blocks are going to be registered middle of 2021, so next year. And this is what you can see here. This is going to be all said and done, a 5,500 lot development. So it's very, very, very large. A lot of people on here may know Oran Park as a development. To give you an idea in size comparison, Oran Park was one of the biggest developed communities in New South Wales, and that was almost close to 9,000 lots. So this being 5,500 lots, it is quite large. You can start to see the size of this, and this is, heading towards the back of Campbelltown, but one of the bigger developers in the area is producing this here as well too. And just to give you guys a bit of an idea about where this place is in some of the key locations, you can see MacArthur Square, 5 minutes from the shopping centre, Camden, Picton, not too far away as well too. Guys, 67 minutes from the CBD. Right, now some people that may be not too far away, but that's, you jump on the highway and you're down there, and also 48-minute car ride down to Wollongong where you're at the beach. So this is what the next 5, 10, 15 years are going to start looking like. Is the southwest of Sydney is going to become a lot more open to the city as well too. And just to give you guys a bit of an idea of some of the lots, and that purple line there is the Builder Street. And so on and so forth. So Menangle Park is going to be an amazing development.
You're going in there as a display.
Correct. We'll be in there. This is a display street with all the builders, and there'll be a village to follow in a couple of years after that.
Fantastic. And I think it's very close to Campbelltown as well. And
Campbelltown
has got a lot of jobs, a lot of industrial areas, a lot of retail stores that are doing quite well. I know Harvey Norman up in Campbelltown had a cracker of last year. They did incredibly well in bedding and furniture and other aspects. I was talking to a franchisee who purchased an investment property in Austral recently. So guys, you're right in that zone where you could make some good capital growth. Very important to deal with quality builders. And my objective of doing this today is obviously giving you a bit of education on what's happening in the market, and also making sure that you partner up with the right team members who would help you in the right direction.
Yeah, awesome. So guys, I hope you really got a lot of value about that. And you can see, guys, this is very passionate about this and helping our clients in any way, shape, or form that we can. So, like I said, with house and land packages available, development sites, we can do everything you need to do. Is just reach out and yeah.
Please, not a problem. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Appreciate it. So, guys, stay tuned. We'll be recording this video as also for your friends and relatives. If you want to share it, we'll be putting it on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us today.